Imagine discovering that your own government secretly experimented on thousands of people. Not enemy soldiers, not foreign spies, ordinary citizens, students, patients, prisoners, and in some cases, people who never even knew they were part of an experiment. Now imagine those experiments involved powerful drugs, psychological torture, memory manipulation, and attempts to control the human mind. For years, it sounded like a conspiracy theory. Then the documents were released, and the truth turned out to be even stranger than the rumors. This is the story of MKUltra, the CIA's most infamous secret program, and one of the darkest experiments ever conducted by the United States government. To understand MKUltra, we need to go back to the early days of the Cold War. The year was 1953. World War II had ended, but a new conflict had already begun. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a global struggle for power. Both sides feared each other. Both sides believed the other was developing secret weapons, and one fear in particular terrified American intelligence agencies: mind control. At the time, reports emerged claiming that communist governments were using psychological techniques to manipulate prisoners. American officials became obsessed with a disturbing question: what if an enemy nation could control human behavior? What if they could force people to reveal secrets? What if they could create the perfect spy or the perfect assassin? To many officials, this wasn't science fiction. It was a national security threat. And they wanted answers, fast. The CIA decided to launch a secret program. Its goal was simple: discover whether the human mind could be controlled. The project would eventually become known as MKUltra, and from the beginning, almost everything about it was hidden. The program operated under extreme secrecy. Even many government officials didn't know it existed. Only a small group of individuals understood what was happening, and what they were doing would become one of the most controversial intelligence operations in American history. The CIA funded dozens of experiments, then hundreds. Eventually, the program expanded into universities, hospitals, research centers, and other institutions across the United States. Many researchers had no idea who was funding their work. Some believed they were participating in legitimate scientific studies. Others never realized the CIA was involved. But behind the scenes, the agency was searching for something very specific: a way to manipulate human behavior, a way to control the mind. One substance quickly attracted enormous attention: LSD. At the time, LSD was still relatively unknown. Researchers believed it might unlock secrets about consciousness. The CIA wondered whether it could become a weapon. Could it force people to reveal information? Could it weaken resistance during interrogations? Could it alter behavior? The agency became fascinated, and soon, experiments involving LSD began taking place across the country. Some volunteers agreed to participate, others did not. In some cases, individuals were given LSD without their knowledge, without their consent, without any warning. Imagine suddenly experiencing intense hallucinations without understanding why. Imagine questioning your own reality. Imagine not knowing whether your mind was breaking apart. This happened to real people, and the consequences could be devastating. As the years passed, the experiments became increasingly extreme. Researchers tested sleep deprivation, isolation, hypnosis, psychological conditioning, drug combinations, electroshock treatments, and countless other methods. The goal remained the same: find a way to control human behavior, no matter how difficult, no matter how controversial, no matter the cost. One of the most disturbing aspects of MKUltra was how many people became involved without realizing it. Some individuals entered hospitals seeking treatment. Others participated in research programs. Some were recruited under false pretenses. Many never understood they were part of a CIA-funded experiment. And because the program was classified, there was little oversight. Very few people were asking questions. Very few people knew where the funding originated. The secrecy allowed the project to continue expanding. Year after year, millions of dollars were spent. Dozens of institutions became connected to the program, and still, the CIA continued searching for answers. But despite all the resources invested, a major problem remained. Mind control was proving far more difficult than expected. The human brain was incredibly complex. Results were inconsistent. What worked on one person often failed on another. Researchers struggled to achieve reliable outcomes. Yet the experiments continued. Because the fear driving the project never disappeared, Cold War tensions remained high. Every technological advantage mattered. Every intelligence breakthrough mattered. And CIA officials believed that even a small discovery could prove valuable. Then something happened that would haunt the program forever. Stories began emerging from former participants. Accounts of disturbing experiments. Accounts of psychological trauma. Accounts of experiences that left lasting scars. At first, few people paid attention. The program was still secret. Most Americans had never heard of MKUltra. But eventually, cracks began appearing, and the truth slowly started coming out. The biggest problem for the CIA arrived in the 1970s. The political climate had changed. Public trust in government was declining. Investigations into intelligence agencies were increasing. Congress wanted answers. Journalists wanted answers. The public wanted answers. And suddenly, programs that had once operated in complete secrecy were being examined. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered references to MKUltra. The findings were shocking. Documents revealed years of secret experiments, drug testing, psychological manipulation, covert research programs. Many Americans were stunned. The revelations seemed unbelievable, yet they were real. The scandal quickly grew. Questions flooded Washington. Who authorized the experiments? How many people were affected? How far had the program gone? And perhaps most importantly, did any of it actually work? Then, investigators discovered another problem. Years earlier, a large number of MKUltra records had been destroyed. Thousands of documents gone. The destruction made it difficult to determine the full scope of the program. Some details survived, many did not. As a result, certain aspects of MKUltra remain unclear even today. This uncertainty fueled even more speculation. What information had been lost? What experiments were never documented? What happened inside projects that nobody ever discovered? Those questions continued generating debate decades later. As more information emerged, public outrage grew. Many people felt betrayed. The government had conducted secret experiments on its own citizens, often without consent, often without transparency, and sometimes with serious consequences. The ethical concerns were enormous. The scandal damaged public trust, and it became one of the most infamous examples of government overreach in modern American history. Yet, perhaps the strangest part of the story is that MKUltra failed to achieve its original goal. After years of research, years of funding, years of experiments, the CIA never discovered a reliable method for controlling human minds. The perfect spy never appeared. The perfect assassin never appeared. The science fiction dream that inspired the project never became reality. But the damage caused by the search was very real. Lives were affected, trust was broken, and questions remained. Even today, MKUltra continues to fascinate people around the world. Documentaries have explored it, books have examined it, movies and television shows have been inspired by it. Because the story feels impossible, a secret government program, mind control experiments, hidden research, destroyed documents. It sounds like fiction, yet much of it actually happened, and perhaps that's what makes MKUltra so disturbing. Not because it succeeded, but because it existed at all. because it showed how fear can push institutions toward extraordinary decisions, how secrecy can eliminate accountability, and how the pursuit of power can sometimes cross dangerous lines. The Cold War ended long ago. The world moved on. But MKUltra remains one of the most controversial intelligence programs ever revealed. A project born from fear, protected by secrecy, and remembered as a warning, because sometimes the most frightening conspiracies turn out to be real.